Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last 1 year and counting, because the daily stream streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office doors to you, the Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they come from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next approximately a little less than 1 hour. But before we get to general Q&A, donations, and the like, we have to handle a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, DJ. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, Lone Claw, Captain Evil Greasy John, Legendary Doge, Silent Follower, Scarlet Fox, Sleepless Dragon, Amber, Junior Researcher Sally, Corrupted Nihility, Onyx the Mechanic, I think I said Silent Follower. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, if I don't pick up this little girl, she is going to cry. Story of our lives here with Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie. She heard me humming. She knew it was time for stream. She knew you were here, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. So yes, Puppy of Interest 42 requires attention. Otherwise, she gets sad. She misses you every day. Very good girl, Charlie. And guess who has a restock pile of treats? From the chat. The chat has treats for you. You're welcome. Very good girl. Run, baby girl! For my allergies. And while I handle my allergies, let me say hello there to Froy, Ouroboros & Co., Global Occult Coalition, Xavier Smith, Dax Rays, Building Block, Zombie Cat, Some Person, Dr. Val, Zen Baker, Stephen Tambari, and the Anomalous Rodent. To you all, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. So, let's see. We've said hello. We've done the intro. Double checking this notification here to make sure we're in the clear. I'm a bit foggy. Well, I didn't sleep that well, but that's rather insulting, desk. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's what you look like. You look extra bright.
Does that change anything? I don't know why I look extra bright and cheery, but that's the way the camera wants to behave today. Either way, reminder Site 42 staff, today's stream is sponsored. It is sponsored by the Dr. Sherman 2nd Edition Site Director plushie. We have the prototype. It is ready for action. The link is in our support link pinned in the chat and the description of this VOD. Grab your little DreamWorks guy, take it on the road, put it in bed, let it get better sleep than I get. Keep it safe from the monsters that are under said bed, just like I am safe in my audiophonics lab from the chaos of the SCPs that escape or that you keep loosing for the fun of it. Either way, thank you for sponsoring us, scpstore.org, and giving us a cool-ass plushie. Grab yours at the links. Now, donations and general Q&A will commence once we get through the Fan Art Friday. So, Fan Art Friday begins now. We will get through the fan arts. Then we will do general Q&A until we're out of time. So let's begin. Fan Art Friday inbox. Let's see what we got. Researcher Tinfoil is our first fan artist of the day, bringing us a very detailed iteration of SCP-6326, codename The Man Bear by Radiger. You know, I am not used to how realistic the man bear could possibly look. I am used to the man bear being a little bit more of a silly Billy. If I go to Radiger's article, that's the traditional man bear. This, though, this is very nice, Researcher Tinfoil. Good work. Alrighty. Excellent, excellent. Let's continue on. SCP-049 has sent us some fan art today. And what we have here from SCP-049 today is what if researcher James Talleyrand had wings? Well, those are some spooky, spooky wings. We have Dr. Wondertainment, rather, I guess, beat up Santa Claus core here. Wondertainment was at one point Santa Claus. We have many SCP Santa Clauses, unfortunately. Not enough of them are in containment. Then you made a Kondraki Booterfly box, which you used in a Kondraki cosplay. Good work, and thank you for not sending... I don't know when I cut out. Suffice to say, good OPSEC. Don't reveal your identity on the internet if you can help it. It's a bad idea for everyone involved. Next up. Scarlet Fox. You did a animation. Let's see this animation. Ambiance off. You said this is your OC and Dr. Clef. This better not be anything that Dr. Clef will be mad at me showing. If you get Clef on me, I'm going to be upset. Oh, Well, that's just what he says to everyone. That's just what Clef says to everybody. That's standard. Yeah, I don't know what you were expecting. Yeah. Next up, some person perhaps. Continuing the Dr. Clef train. So we have Dr. Clef, but with a femme presentation, I assume? Happy 42 Mas! 1 year of daily stream anniversary! And then you also sent a movie. Everyone sent animations this time. This takes more effort to do. You are slowing down my process. Animations are a treat. Be cautious. Let's see what we've got here. Oh. Ah. That was a good animation. Some person, you said you didn't draw Clef Femme. I personally would beg to differ. Myself, just from an outsider's perspective, those eyebrows are a flitter. The hair is a little long. Are you sure? This is just my personal perspective here. I maybe I've just never seen Clef happy. Maybe that's how I see Clef, in a good mood. I don't know. I'm Regardless, overall, good work. Ambiance has returned. Are you sure I'm crying? Hey guys, listen, all art is up to interpretation, right? All art is up into interpretation at the end of the day. What you put out may not be interpreted the same way as the people who see it. And that's okay. We birth our art and we put it out into the world. And so sometimes people will see things you didn't intend. And that's cool. You can look at your art from their perspective and be like, oh, I can see why they did that. And maybe I'll change it because I don't want that to be my intent. Or maybe I'll lean into that. So have fun with the artistic process and the many varied people who will have varied perspectives on your piece. Next up, Building Block. Building Block has bought for us, as I quote from the email, included are more ponified SCPs, as well as a Griffin 049 and a Dragonified Professor Crow. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got here. Here is Professor Kane Pathos Crow. Happy to have opposable thumbs again. I'm sure. Dragon Dog. What's up, dog? What's up, Dragon Dog? SCP-049, a Griffin. SCP-0305, and I would say just on a pony, but the mask is definitely ponified as well. Good detail. Good detail. And SCP-106, Radical Larry in the flesh. Well, in the goo. Good work, Building Block. Good work. Next up, we have Zombie Cat. Zombie Cat has brought forth to us a sketch of Mary. Very nice. Very nice. Followed by Dr. Theron Sherman from a Tron-inspired AU. I like the color scheme. I like what you're working with here. Very cool. Très fantastique, zombie cat. Way to go. Also, because you did the different colored hair up there with the pink tassel and all that, it just bring back the sponsor one more time. Remember, second edition, color the hairs unless you like the blonde highlights, but otherwise, color them in with markers. Make it your own. I still like that detail. It makes me happy. Next up in our Fan Art Friday set, a junior researcher Sally. Junior researcher Sally is here. And for today's thumbnail, obviously, as Des said, we had to go with 1 year of daily streams. Not you. Everyone else, yeah! Not you. Yeah! Just, like, yeah! Lovely! Just go away. Ew, I touched it. Ugh. No winning. Furthermore, Sally also sent in some animation, so let's take the ambiance off and see what we've got. I have music, but I don't have visuals. Let's reset it. Try again. Busted ass terminal. I need to get a better terminal. Yeah, that's right. Need to buy a better terminal. Upgrade the tech. Would IT answer my emails, please? You can do it. I partially believe in you. Somewhat. I regret fighting so hard to get this animation to work. How often I regret my decisions here. Very nice, junior researcher Sally. Very nice. Next up, Captain Evil Greasy John. Let's see what you got here, Captain Evil Greasy John. So we've got a litany of 6 sketches. This is my Cure, a Monster Energy, not sponsored. SCP-49, I believe that's an 8. The Alarm Clock. 457, the Flame Guy. 173, ooh, that's a neat interpretation of 173. Of course, we got the big guy inside the 093 dimension. 035, looking all, crazy. The Coca-Cola that kills you is in bottles, I might point out, not Coke cans. Do better, Coke. Get in the right vessel for liquids. And then SCP-777 or 111 or 777. I don't know which snail that is. Is that Lord Blackwood? It's hard to tell in black and white. I always know Lord Blackwood is pretty colorful. That hence my confusion. But overall, very nice. You also sent us some delightful, inspirational, haunted-ass places that you drew these anomalies. And yes, if I needed to be inspired to draw haunted-ass anomalies, this is the kind of place I would go for inspiration. Get out in the world, people. Experience the terror. Dragon Snail 111. Thank you, DJ, for clarifying. You're the one I saw, and I forgot that the Dragon Snails are 111. Other people, I'm sure, said it too. That's just the first person I saw say it. Captain Evil Greasy John! Good work! Next up, it's Dr. Val. Small trigger warning for gore and bright colors. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Even the picture's taking a minute to load. What's happening here? Okay. Well, that's not a good portent of future happenings. Also, I don't like you lining me up for the "was I a good site director" meme, where the Grim Reaper says, ha 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 ha, no. Or will the Grim Reaper say yes? How are we doing this meme? That is exactly what caters to how much I enjoy this. Or not. I mean, hey, don't be sad. We're all gonna die horrible deaths. We work at the foundation. That's just part of the way. Did I? I never realized it was a meme. Oh, yeah, you need to look up the "was I a good boy" meme. It's a comic. It has a dog and the Grim Reaper. You'll see it. All right, let's see what else we got and if it's actually going to load. Whoa! How colorful and happy times. This is much better than when I was dying a while ago. Just shortly before. This is a way better place to be. Happy to be in the not dead. This is fantastic. SCP-079, you should not have a body. Because you're going to do worse things if you're mobile. I believe this with my all of me. Get back in your computer box. All right, let me double check that that's all the arts. That is all the arts. Good work, Dr. Val. Next up, we have Intern Gage. Intern Gage has brought to us a live reaction. I don't look excited about what I'm reacting to. What am I reacting to? Mother. Why is it so large? It does not need to be so large. That's exactly how I feel right now. Why? And yet, because I'm doing Fan Art Friday, I'm trying to be nice. But why? Thank you, Intern Gage. Also, you sent us the theme of a short-lived TikTok series I performed a while back. Who's that SCP? It's Pikachu! No! That's right. Nintendo, don't sue us. Now, look up SCP-8934, would you, desk? Because I don't know what that is, but codename Ametophobia. Key is for Kazami. This is hype. I don't know what this anomaly is off the top of my head, but damn, that is some fine looking spook. Let me pull up the anomaly real quick. Thank you, desk. Oh, I remember this thing. Yeah. Yeah, no. This is one of the few later SCPs. Spoilers for the SCP. It's a good SCP. Take down the number and now ignore me for 10 seconds while I spoil it. Yeah, if you, this is one of the very few SCPs in the recent memory that have done the creeping terror jump scare very well in the SCP document, as the SCP comes to say hi. Blah. So, yes, spoilers are over. Spoilers are over. Wow. Very good job on that art there. That was some pretty sweet art. Intern Zen Baker. And that should be the end of Fan Art Friday. But I am taking pity upon one lost soul. One moment. Kiki, the exotic fox. Part of the rules is sending your art to site42artwalk@gmail.com. That is the specific art email address. Today you sent it to my business email where I handle all the business. And then when I sent you a reply saying, hey, send it to the business or send it to the art email, you sent it to the business email again. You sent it to the same email twice. So I am ragging on you a little bit. But yes, please make sure site42artwalk@gmail.com. Very funny, but I am having pity upon you today and showing your art regardless. Especially because it is quite good art. All of the making fun of you for getting the wrong email address twice in a row aside, very good art. Very nice vibes. Someone give me a raise, yes. You got that spirit, that's for sure. And so congratulations, Kiki the exotic fox. You still get great credit, and everyone is quite happy. Someone give bro a raise. And get that out of here, too, while we're at it. While we're at things that I would like, yes. Very, very nice art, everybody. Congratulations to our Site 42 Fan Art Friday participants. Much entertainment. Very good. Now, I'm going to catch up with the donations that came in during the fan art portion, and then we will move into general Q&A for the next approximately 30 minutes. Returning to the chat. Returning to the chat. Amber, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member, as well as making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi to remind me to check the P.O. box. Yes, it has been a minute since I have gone to the P.O. box. I will thank you for the reminder. Much obliged. I went like 4 times in a row and there was nothing there, so now I'm going to remember to do it. Next up. To researcher Tinfoil. It should be known that the desk has taken the liberty to show your fan art of SCP-6326, the Man Bear, to Radiger, author of said article. I have been informed through the desk that Radiger says, yee. Very good. Approval. Congratulations. Returning to the chat. No, don't do that. Don't refresh. Okay, we're back. Now, Sleepless Dragon, thank you for sending 3 floating hearts to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. Zombie Cat, thank you for sending a floating heart. I'm sure on top of the other 3 hearts, this 4th heart will make them feel so much more love. Intern Lauren, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will appreciate the twinkle. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart. The chat is feeling very much love today. Ouroboros & Co., welcome to your newly minted membership as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Captain Evil Greasy John, thank you for your 5 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Well, I would love to do an SCP cosplay, but doing the normal 049, Mobile Task Force, and Clefs, love to people who do. Any ideas? So what you're essentially saying is you want to do something different than the usuals. Well, you can always pick a different researcher with a different identifiable feature. You could choose a... I mean, there's over 10,000 SCPs. There's so many options. But I think if I were to narrow it down for you, I would say pick something with a very clear physical identifier so people will know what you are, because it's always more fun when people know what you are. So you could be the containment cell for an animal anomaly if you can get an animal anomaly figurine or plushie, walk around with a dragon snail or a corrosive snail or something, and you're like walking around showing it off. Hopefully that cleared up the audio syncing issues. Thank you, YouTube. Please fix it now. What's the name of the O5 council members? Intern Ambush, you are not of a high enough rank to know that information. I don't believe I finally found an SCP channel. Intern Decado, it seems like you are waking up from a amnestic-induced coma, probably due to some horror or trauma. But yes, you are within the SCP Foundation's walls at this point. This stream only broadcasts to staff members of the SCP Foundation. So if you're here, you belong here. Oh god, it got worse. Great. Lone Claw, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. Oh, and Amber, grab yourself a bowl of macaroni on your way past the commissary. Forgot about that earlier. Okay, so Dr. Lovelace, for us authors, do you have any suggestion how to attract more readers to our articles and tales? Hmm. Yeah, you gotta balance self-promo to the point of sharing that you made it but not being annoying. That's something that a lot of people struggle with. Honestly, I think the trick is the more you have written, and especially the more you've looped in different lores, you create a greater body of work. Most people would think that would scare people away from reading because there's so much, but you get more commonly the more passionate people who want to eat everything. So when they see just a bit of art, they're like, oh, well, it's only a snack. I want more. When you have a lot of articles and a lot of lore, you're bouncing off more of the casual readers, but you're getting the more intense people, the kind of people who make fan art of your character, the kind of people who spread that to a point where you're now getting publicity from them for your works. And I mean, if all else fails, start a YouTube channel. It worked for me. Kidding. Kind of. Not really. But yes, my advice for today, at least, is keep writing. Make more lore. That way people get wrapped up into it. Dask would like to inform you he's had some success doing self-promo for Twitch streamers who were reading SCPs and throwing the SCPs into the Twitch chat to get read. Typically, people who are reading SCPs on Twitch enjoy having the authors there and are more likely to say, hey, and do that. You know, I can attest for that. If an SCP author shows up in my chat, I'm usually more likely to check out their stuff too. Ouroboros & Co., thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as your newly minted membership. Make sure to grab yourself a shrimp cocktail on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, Jekyll again. Why did I only wake up now? Hyde took my body since 2025. Why did no one wake me up? Listen, we were gonna, but Hyde told us that it was a whole spirit journey kind of thing. Had to go on a quest, a vision quest, to get to know himself, and that you totally were on board with it. He said you were going to do this like personality melding thing, kind of like the quote Incredible Hulk or something like that. So we all thought it was above board. Our bad. Intern Desmet, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Rift opens. Greetings! Is he reading the chat? Yes, Intern Ice. I am in fact reading the chat. There's one chat, and I do be a reading it. What is your least favorite SCP? Well, I don't have one. That's not how I consider art. You know what I mean? It's an art community, and it has a nice quality floor because of the community vote, meaning that nothing truly poorly written stays on the site for very long. So, I don't see having a least favorite SCP. Unless we're talking about anomalies which are assholes. Because that SCP-4521 is a douchebag for only screaming at what is actually the worst anomaly, which is SCP-729 Destroy, which is the worst fucking thing we contain. Also, I find anyone infected with SCP-022-J-1 to be a huge annoyance. I found an SCP artist here on YouTube called Iron Shears. Iron Shears is a cool SCP artist. It is good that you found them. Enjoy the works of Iron Shears. Good SCP arts. Can someone explain to me the point of this channel? I'm a bit bad at English. Well, intern Dakota, our goal here is to talk about the SCP Foundation. If you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the SCPs, if you have questions about our research or security staff, if you have questions about the groups of interest that try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that are outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Basically, hey, what if Sonic the Hedgehog was an SCP? So we discuss all sorts of SCP-related concepts, as well as looking at the actual SCP documents on the database and showing off SCP movies and games that are being made for advertising purposes. Get the SCP Foundation out into the world. Dr. Sherman, why do you keep dyeing your hair? Intern Soviet Union, because it looks cool. What better reason do you need? It looks cool. What if that one chicken lady was an SCP? I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm very afraid to find out. Dr. Ouroboros & Co., thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, can I request for extra 999 time to make up for your BS? My BS, not my BS. It was everybody. We all thought it, not just me. Not it. Suffice it to say, sure. I guess we can slot you in some 999 time. I had a question on my mind. What would you see if you digged around SCP-087? So you're talking about the infinite staircase. Now, we have obviously run this test. When you dig around the exterior of the building containing the infinite stairwell, it's just normal ground. And the bottom of the stairwell ends where the bottom of the stairwell should end. So when you go inside the building and there's a spatial anomaly, well, that's weird. Hence, anomalous. I'm cosplaying 035, guys. Got any tips? Don't wear it around security personnel. They will open fire. It will not go well for you. Furthermore, do not use the real 035. It's not a cosplay if you put the actual mask on your face and you die. So, take those 2 notes into good account. When are you coloring your hair pink, and when are you doing the Catboy Dimension thing? What milestones? So those are membership milestones, green names. When we hit 2,500 members, that is when the hair goes pink. When we get 5,000 members, which unlocks the maximum amount of custom emotes we're allowed to have on the channel, that's when we unlock the Cat-Made Waifu stream. You see, you guys didn't even let me have the dignity of going back to where I did my internship, the Catboy Dimension. No. You want me to go where I've been sending all the SCP-049 multiversal iterations to embarrass them. You want to send me to the Cat-Made Waifu Dimension, which is even worse. But at 5,000 green names, sure, I'll do it. Remember, if you buy the Director Sherman plushie, you can dress it up in a maid dress whenever you want. Desk. Yes, sponsored by the Director Sherman plushie. But also, I have 2 questions. In your opinion, which mobile task force is the worst task force? And what happens if I absorb an anomaly? Just call me Ruh. Well, intern Ruh, first of all, don't go absorbing any anomalies. We have to keep them in containment, and it's much harder to do when they are inside a person. Secondarily, what's all this negativity in the chat today? What's all this, what's the worst SCP? What's your least favorite mobile task force? Have some positivity, guys. Come on. First and foremost, the best mobile task force, we have both in that they are the best subjectively and objectively, and secondarily, also the #1 hot dog eating contest champions on the SCP database is right here in the chat. Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. Those of you who help us to share different SCP projects so they get more eyes on them, they get more ad revenue, they get more funding, so they can make bigger and better projects. That is the best mobile task force. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. When did you start thinking about being an SCP doc? Intern KJ. I discovered the SCP Foundation. I was introduced to it around the year 2012, 2013. And I was hired and brought on a couple of years after that. Hello, Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. I see that you require attention yet again. The children, they always want the attention, don't you? Don't you want love and affection all the time? You require it. It is your blood of your soul and spirit. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, wants your attention for a very important message. The message is, I got a treat. All right, Puppy of Interest 42, run away! Totally normal person. Just a heads up. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is a she. She is Charlie without an E and a heart over the I. By the way, Site 42 staff, we are currently 12 minutes from the end of stream. 12 minutes from the end of stream. And thankfully, within those 12 minutes, we will not be accosted by the Green Goblin in a time loop and accidentally marry our sister. Fucking weird game. The time loop isn't the anomaly there, honestly. Sorry if I just spoiled the game 12 minutes for you, but if you haven't played it by now, you probably won't. Do you have a Discord server? I need them. I need more ideas for my channel. Intern Ruh, we do have a Discord server, but you have to earn it. It is an Easter egg hunt. You have to find the link. Now, the end of stream is in about 10 minutes, and the end of stream is when I give a clue as to the location of the Discord. So hang tight, and you'll get a clue of where to find it. Although also remember, it is a requirement to be 18 or over to join the Discord server. The SCP Foundation community has the same rule for the SCP Wiki, because the SCP community has a lot of graphic violence and sexual content. As an adult community, we have to keep an adult group. The SCP Foundation is rated R, people. Ouroboros & Co., thank you for donating again to say, Hyde is screaming at me again. He yearns for the cat dimension. I do not want to see... Okay, listen. If you bring Hyde out and then get him into the cat-made waifu dimension, make sure you take pictures. That's all I ask. Dr. Sherman, would I be permitted to use SCP-294? For what drink, you ask? Monster Energy drink. Well, Site 60, that is a safe thing to get from SCP-294, so the only thing I would say is it seems like a waste when you could just go to the break room, or the commissary for that. Intern Slay Queen, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Remember to make the tree scream. You know that that is a main objective here at Site 42. What SCPs have jump scares? Tried searching for it in tags but couldn't find any. That's fair. I only know of 2 of them. One of them is 8934, and the other one is it 1875? Oh, wait. I broke something. Come back to me, browser. 1875, I was correct. So yeah, 8934 and 1875 are the ones that I would classify as, quote, having jump scares. SCP-5999 as well. Dr. Lovelace, thank you for donating again to say. So I took a couple of selfies of myself and sent them to a Global Occult Coalition division. They just had their phones confiscated and destroyed by their superiors, lol. It's a good prank. That's a good prank. And they're going to be paranoid for a bit, thinking that a Mallow entity is after them. I like it. I like the trolling. Very good. Captain Evil Greasy John, yes, I said SCP-5999. Yes. Alongside 1875 and 8934. Hi, Dr. Sherman. Opinion on me giving SCP-7 to... Oh, pardon. Oh, I just shake. Titanium chainmail whilst holding SCP-198, helping the tree not to scream for the lulls. I am going to fire you out of the sun launcher. A terrible sentence for terrible people. I agree, Puppy of Interest 42. We should throw them to Fernand the Cannibal. Fernand the Cannibal will have a delicious meal of them. Dr. Moonston said I summoned the puppy, and then the puppy came back. Good work, Dr. Moonston. Very sweetie pumpkin girl. Wait, there's a cannibal? Yes, Stephen Tombari. It's a very famous article. Fernand the Cannibal. Des, since my hand is currently full, can you tell me what number Fernand the Cannibal is? Is it 082? Intern Cabinet Man. Yes, puppy is 49% Chihuahua by DNA testing things. Yes, it is 082. Hell yeah, I was right about Fernand the Cannibal being SCP-082. Hell yeah. That's because I'm good at my job. And I've read too many damn SCPs. All right, one more treat for the baby. That's the last one you get today. We don't want you to have the tummy ache. Good girl. Good girl. Fly, sweetie pumpkin, fly! By the way, Site 42 staff, 5 minutes until end of stream. 5 minutes until end of stream. I'm in the Discord server. I searched for it. Well, intern Ambish, I admire your work finding it. I just hope you follow the rules and are of the proper age and don't break any rules. That would go very poorly for you otherwise. Intern Boy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. First time here, wanted to just pop in and ask, is there any leading theory on the taste of SCP-610's mass? Well, first of all, welcome. Second of all, gross. Third of all, it looks like human flesh to me. I don't want to test the theory. Do you have a theory? Gamer, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some tacos on your way past the commissary. But I don't quite understand your question. Just because the word unofficially there doesn't fit grammatically. Probably something to do with the super chat keyboard being terrible and auto-correcting you on something. But the doctor we don't talk about has been officially banned from the database, yes. And all of his works have been taken down. So, I would assume yes. SCP-4820 is a self-serving cannibal with accelerated healing. They even hung out with SCP-082 in the 978 log. When you say self-serving, are you talking about literally eating itself and not just being a selfish person? I mean, at the end of Project Hail Mary, Dr. Grace is eating burgers made of his own meat. So there is that. They were a castaway, but they were the only source of food. I see. Gamer, thank you for donating again to say/ask. Show them the guy who deleted a bunch of his articles about the Scarlet King. Has he put them back? Well, I don't know why you want me to show them that, but I'd prefer, especially at the very end of stream, to not get into harsh vibes, man. Because we're leaving in 2 minutes. But I do not know that those articles have been replaced. I haven't heard anything of the sort. It's between the artists and their works if they put them back or not. Question mark? I feel like if they were returned, I would have known about it. Yes, that hasn't changed. Well, the guy deleted a bunch of articles about the Scarlet King as a protest about the Doctor we don't talk about. Sorry, I'm a couple months behind. I see. Well, welcome back, and yes. It's a long drama. You can go back to when it happened. I talk about it then. But, interpersonal drama between people and staff is always going to be a thing. And people handle it to the best of their abilities, and sometimes the best is not enough. And that goes for both the people under and the people over in the talk of authoritarian power. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some udon on your way past the commissary. Back from investigating the Bone Lad stuff, I found a symbol on a machine. What does it mean in the database? Well, I'm unfamiliar by that 1x1 symbol. I don't know what that means, so I can't really help you out. And since Gamer has made this a topic of conversation, I'll just end the stream with the Dr. Bright talk. So a lot of people are new here today and may have heard of an SCP doctor called Dr. Bright. Dr. Bright was a very popular character written by a very popular SCP author. The SCP author got banned from the community for a bunch of alleged grooming allegations, pedo business, allegedly. And the doctor was used as a tool to land victims. Because, oh, I wrote Dr. Bright. Do you want to send me nudes? And so there was all sorts of gross stuff, both with the character and the author. So the author was banned, his works taken down, and the character removed from the community. So here at Site 42, as a rule, we do not talk about Dr. Bright. If you want more intel on this, you can look at the link that Desk is sharing in the chat. It is a link to a video on this channel called The Last Death of Dr. Jack Bright. It talks about the situation with links to deeper evidence if you would wish to deep dive. Evidence from friend of the channel, Dr. Sumerian. So you can go check that out if you want to know the insight on the drama. But suffice it to say, we don't talk about Bruno here because of that. Intern Shonhiwa, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a pudding pop on your way past the commissary. And Site 42 staff, that does bring us to the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. It's a bit of a tradition around these parts. But I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be narcissistic. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There, you will find a list of the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you are on my author page, one tab over from the SCPs themselves, you'll find a list of links. Links that a lot of people ask about in the chat, but then just are not clever enough to understand what I'm telling them. That's so unfortunate for them. But not for you. You are clever, and you will find those links. And when you do, you will be able to become a Site 42 Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member. If you want to support us monthly, you can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat if you want to donate to us one at a time. Or you can go get the Dr. Sherman plushie. This is pre-ordered. You order it now. You have 27 days-ish left to order it. It is a one-time printing, so if you don't get it ordered, you won't get one. They are not going to be around very long. So get them now. Link is being shared by Desk in the chat. Or you can always go to the Site 42 support beacon, beacons.ai/Site42, which is where we put all of our important links for social media, sponsorships, and SCP productions we are showing off, such as the upcoming SCP Rabbit Hole by Precision Entertainment on YouTube, or the currently out SCP Blind Vector by Fisk Productions on YouTube. Why is he promoting his plushie? In turn, I don't know, because people need to know the plushie exists or they don't know how to buy it. So they can't buy it if I don't promote it. This is the rules of YouTube. So if you are able to do any of these things that help support Site 42 financially, we appreciate your generosity. They are the things that help me, Desk, and the rest of staff keep the lights on. But if you cannot donate because you're part of the broke gang, do not fret. Trust me, we're an arts community. We understand the broke gang. But when you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, not just on our works, but on the works of the people we support outside of Site 42, the SCP films, games, movies, podcasts, merch, as well as the SCP authors and the SCP artists from the SCP Wiki. There, you are helping us to grow the SCP community's memeability, virality, and therefore you are helping as a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. That is how we get bigger and better SCP productions. AAA games, big ol' feature films. If we crowd around it, if we all team up, if we make the community bigger and better, we'll get the things we want to see. So we thank you for your service, Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999, 304, 308, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one. It's a rough read. I don't know. You're asking so many questions that are just like general stream things. Do you watch streams? You're asking a lot of interesting questions. That's all I'm gonna say. Interesting questions. But suffice it to say, Site 42 staff, as always, Fan Art Friday is a bit of a short stream, but you can always go to, right after we end streaming here, the Desk of Alto Clef. Sorry, on Twitch, he's called the Desk SCP. The Desk SCP, our moderator, will be streaming as soon as I'm done here. So if you are not done watching SCP content, you can go hang out with Desk afterwards. I got bored. That's why I did that. So, Blue Phantom, thank you for a last-minute donation to today's stream. Are there any line-based SCPs in Brittany? I don't know what you mean line-based SCP in Brittany. I don't understand the question. So, I mean, if you want to look for SCPs in Britain, you could go to the wiki search function, type in Britain or England, and find out what's over there. Line-based, I don't know what that means at all, though. But suffice it to say, Site 42 staff, this has been another Fan Art Friday with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Feel free to go check out the Desk SCP after we sign off. But overall, today's Fan Art Friday, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video and stream. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a last-minute star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they enjoy the twinkle. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. The credit song is You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.